Good afternoon, everyone. We're here again today to give you an update as we're trying to do every day at 3 o'clock. I'm really surprised at everyone, and I do appreciate everyone that actually has showed positive on our broadcast here, and a lot of people is watching this. And you should, because this is it's a very important thing. And as I said the last few days, this is real news. This is not afterward. This report I'll give you, I've had it about 45 minutes. We get a report every day around 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. And so I'll just give you a little update of what's going on in northwest Georgia. Fortunately, Dade County, we do not have any reported cases right now, so that's a good thing. But we do have some other counties in our region that has come on board, and they do have one positive in Whitfield County, and also Polk County has one positive in their county. We started when we first started this thing. I think we had 64 confirms. We went from that. To 99, and then we went to yesterday 121. Today we're at 197. So we're gaining every day, and hopefully in the next few weeks or a month or so we'll start going the other way. But I'm afraid we're just now beginning. So just bear with us and try to monitor our website, and also watch your television and do what they tell you. Try to practice cleanliness. That is so important. We have got the signs I mentioned the other day. We just have got those up today at the courthouse, and it reminds you of just that. You actually need to think before you go into the building. They give you phone numbers there to call the judges, and you can make your mind up of whether you can actually handle your problem over online, or actually whether you have to actually talk physically to a person. I've had some calls and just some questions about our schools, not our high school, but like our lineman school, and because there's a lot of boys there, and you see a lot of activity during lunchtime and in the evenings and all. I've talked to David, which is one of the owners there, and they've actually arranged their class and their schedules now. They will be finishing up, all the inside classrooms will be finished up Friday, and they're just so close to being at graduation. And everything after that will be outside, and they've briefed those boys daily on to-dos and not to-dos, and so we'll feel good after I've talked to them. And they're also keeping up with other colleges in the Georgia, or technical colleges, and they're trying to follow the guidelines. So I feel good about that, and I think they're doing what's right. We've got let me see here. On our nursing homes, there have been a couple of calls about that, and I do feel good about that because they are following strict guidelines. As you know, if you've got a loved one over there, I've had some people call and say, well, they wouldn't let me go see my mother or go see my dad or my brother or whatever, but now that's business. That's something that has to happen. It's not just here in Dade County. It's at every nursing home throughout the whole United States, I'd say, but I know in the southeastern United States. So that's just protocol. Let me see here if there's anything else. Really, there's not been a lot of changes as far as directly in our county. But like I said, in northwest Georgia, we have 15 counties in our northwest Georgia region. Out of those 15 counties, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 counties out of those 15 counties now that have reported positive, but the virus is being positive. Bartow County, I don't know what's going on down there, but they went from they're actually up to 19 now. So they went from, let's see here, they went from 10 yesterday. So just in the 24-hour period, they've got 9 people there. So that's pretty bad. But I'll go ahead and ask Miss Jan Harris. She wants to come up next, and she has got a little information for you, and then we'll just go. We'll follow the list on down. Okay, Miss Jan.
Thank you, Mr. Rumley. Hello, everyone. I have 4 things to share with you today. We serve meals today via our buses, and a big shout out to our bus drivers and our SMP workers. They did an excellent job preparing the food for our sweet children. We served 7,548 meals today. making this week's total number of meals 11,084 meals. So next week, we will be serving meals on Monday and Wednesday again. We'll be following the bus routes. The buses run about approximately 4 hours later than normal. And you can also pick up your child's meals at Davis Elementary or Dade Elementary from 10 until 2 p.m., and that will be on Monday and Wednesday of next week, just like we did this week on Monday and Wednesday. Number 2, wanted to again share with you that State Superintendent Richard Woods suspended all testing this spring. Number 3, Governor Kemp announced this week schools will be closed until March the 31st. And finally, number 4, we're taking our school business 1 week at a time, and each day the information changes. Excuse me. And so we are waiting to get the latest information to share with our parents and students and staff. So we'll be pushing out more information. We're meeting with the principals here at 3:30. We're going to be shifting our focus a little bit to how to support the parents with the children at home. Our teachers are providing digital learning, and so we're going to be exploring ways that we can support the parents. So again, we'll be pushing out our plans for week 2 very soon. We're taking this day by day. Life is what you make it, so make it a great day every day. Thank you.
Let me say one more thing, Alex. We'll bring Alex up here next, but I did want to mention, I'm sure Alex is going to touch on some of this too, our talk with our call from Mr. Kemp, Governor Kemp yesterday, and I'll touch on a couple of things, and Alex can take it from there. But one of the questions asked on his list there was the testing kits. You know, there's a shortage of those throughout the whole nation, you know, but he assured us that by this time next week, or by the end of next week, that our testing kits will be available to all of our district health offices. And we'll give you an update on that, but that's a big deal because as we get out, as the testing gets out, of course, these numbers will go up because that's more and more people. He did they have set up a hotline, and I'm sure Kerry's got that posted. I'm not on the hotline on our website, but it's 844-442-2681, and that hotline is set up by the governor's office. And if you have any questions, really, from what I understand, or especially on, there's been a lot of price gouging going on some, to contact this number and let them know, or if you just got questions, they can direct you in the right direction through this number. Let's see, also he did report as far as the airport in Atlanta. One of the director over the airport now is on his task force for this the virus, and he said that the actual airport there's very few people there. You know, we saw some things I know on the news the other night where the lines were backed up but he said it's right the opposite at Atlanta Airport, and that a lot of the planes are actually leaving with just very few people on them. So one way or the other, however you want to look at it, might be a good time to fly, but not so good too. So let's see here. On the price gouging, it's pretty interesting. He said that one of the big things that came out that was reported to their office, there was some in Metro Atlanta, there was some actually clinics that were charging $300 for the test. Actually, if you come in, and said people were actually paying that. Some of the people were, and that's way off. You know, that should never happen. So that is price gouging. Alex, I'll bring you on up, and if you want to, kind of touch on some other things that we had there.
Alex Case with Dade County Emergency Services. As Ted mentioned, our meeting with Governor Kemp yesterday after this broadcast, we had a lot of good information. I want to reiterate that the City of Trenton, first is our offices are closed to the public, but our clerks, our building inspections, fire chief, police department, city works, public works, all are sitting there ready to go and working day-to-day jobs. Please call Trenton City Hall if you need anything from the office. They will be glad to help you by phone or by internet at 706-657-4167. Again, remember that some of the things that we are currently done during the system for the update of this when it started more up last week, and a lot of the comments, I think, that come in yesterday, and so we're going to try to hit on some concrete things of what we have done to go on with our day-to-day stuff and what we've done to do that. But the personal protective equipment I spoke about, we had limited supplies in the county. We were able to get some of those orders in quickly last week, and some of that come in yesterday. We also done a report through the Department of Public Health for the strategic stockpile that has been was shipped into the district in Kennesaw last night, and then it will be going to our district health department in Rome, and that would be moving up to the counties that is in some needs of that. Now, this personal protective equipment is for our first responders, our EMTs and paramedics that are going out to calls, our volunteer fire departments that respond to them in certain type calls, our police department and our sheriff's office, anyone that's in the public. And in that same thing, what we're doing is we're also practicing social distancing when we're there, trying to keep our 6 foot. If it's something we can talk to them now, if it is hands-on, the PPE is there. That's what it's for, is for the first responders. Of those top calls that are coming in, we're still operating everything day to day. 911, the sheriff's office, our volunteer fire departments throughout. Those men and women are great folks. I'm a member of that as well, and that's what got me started years ago. But these folks are taking caution, and we're helping them. But they're following it every day. We're answering every call that we've got. And we've taken some things inside our, especially our 911 center has been a issue throughout the state, how to protect our folks that are working in there. We have, it's a critical point for us, so we have stopped any visitors. Only certain people are allowed in our center. We are cleaning more beyond what we do, and to limit that and close that down. It is a secure place now. It's even securer now just to help that. Our employees are taking actions outside of work to practice social distancing and taking care of themselves, and we've got some policies in place in case something happens. Part of the calls that do come in to Dade County, if it is a medical call, we done this a while back with Walker, Catoosa, Whitfield, and Puckett EMS, that we got specific calls that we ask if you've got a fever or you've got a cough or dizziness. Any of these questions, that's still screening that we're doing to get those information out to the responders before they go, just to help go ahead with that, to make sure they're doing that. Things that we could help for the future, and this is a big thing that Governor Kemp mentioned to us yesterday, and I said this the last few days. The people of this community, Dade County, all the counties nationwide, we're the ones that's going to slow this down. There's no vaccines for this right now. The only way to slow this down is to stop it, is washing our hands, social distance, and the other big thing is check on our neighbors, our elderly folks that's most capable of this. Check on your family, check on your neighbors and your friends if you know someone. But we, the community, the people, is going to help slow this down. Commissioner Rumley mentioned price gouging. If you do have a case of or see something that you feel is out of way, you can contact us here. We will process that up through the Georgia Attorneys General. There was 29 cases throughout the state of Georgia, and that's something cause of the local state or the state of emergency is enforced not to do that. And then one of the last things that he really encouraged, and we need to do this, is social distancing means we don't have to stop going out and doing our day-to-day business. It just means maybe take a little bit caution time, but supporting our local businesses. I've eaten out a few times this week. Every restaurant I've been to, when I'm talking to them, they're cleaning even more. They're following the CDC guidelines for restaurants and gatherings. A lot of people sitting apart. Is support our business. We still got to get groceries. We still got to eat. We still got to get supplies throughout our county, but helping some of those businesses. Some of our businesses are struggling a little bit, the restaurant mostly, but every one of these, I've seen a lot of stuff out on social media, what they're doing and prepare. They're following the strict guidelines of CDC, A lot of the big corporations have taken some extra steps, but these places are following that to make sure the public is safe. Again, if you have any questions, please call us, visit our website, dadecounty-ga.gov. And that's all I have for today. And I think Ms. Lindsay Ryan from Dade County Public Health is with us next.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Ryan from the Dade County Health Department. First of all, I just want to say that we are referring everyone to the CDC, their website. That stuff is changing daily. They're keeping everything up to date. It's also being posted on the Dade County Facebook page. And Carrie, I believe, has links to those. And the health department is providing essential services only, so we're trying to abide by the social distancing. We're not having, obviously most places don't want sick people coming in anyways. However, if you are in need of medical care, if it's an emergency, obviously call 911. If you're just having some symptoms, the best thing to do is call your primary care doctor. If you do not have one, call an urgent care center, or just don't show up at places, because even if you just had the common cold, people don't realize that you're actually exposing yourself to potential cases that may already be in these locations being tested. As far as testing goes, there are limited test kits. Some doctors' offices have them. As far as certain testing sites, I don't know of certain locations. However, not everyone needs a test. If you are not showing symptoms or high risk or have been in contact with someone that was a potential case, then there's no reason for you to show up just to be tested. Again, you're putting yourself and then whoever you live with more at risk if you're going out just to do that. So the best thing is just social distancing, monitoring yourself at home. Again, if you're having symptoms, call your doctor. You can also call the hotline, and Carrie has that on the website as well. And it's posted on the Dade County Facebook page, 844-442-2681. And they will help guide you in what steps you need to take next. Also, I think Carrie's got it on that page, and then it's also on the Dade County Facebook page, but it's the Georgia Department of Health daily status report. Anyone can view that. Anyone can see the number of cases, which counties they're in, and now they've got showing up like how many tests have been done and how many positives have been confirmed by outpatient labs or by the state lab. As far as WIC patients, that's a big thing that goes on at the health department. If you are a WIC client, then you need to call the health department first. If you're due vouchers, if you had an appointment, then be expecting a phone call. A lot of this would be done over the phone, and then your vouchers are going to be mailed to you. So don't just show up for that, but definitely call first. And then if you don't have a voicemail set up, then you need to, again, contact us. But if you have an appointment, let's say next week, just to be expecting a call around your appointment time. And, I just want to say this. I know that this is scary, but what people need to realize is that in the medical profession, everything is evidence-based. So luckily, we haven't had something in a long time that we're having to investigate and that is so super new. that's affecting everybody. But just know that the medical professionals are digging in, investigating, trying to get to, what everyone needs to do. So the best thing for you guys to do is just stay at home. Yes, you can go outside. Yes, you can go to the grocery store. Just don't, if you're sick, please don't go out. Or if you do, have the social distancing. But just know that medicine's constantly changing, so it's not something that someone's trying to hide anything from you. We are updating you guys as soon as we get information from the CDC. So now I will turn it over to Tommy Bradford.
I'm Tommy Bradford with the Dade County Sheriff's Office. There's only a few things really that's changed since Monday. We're no longer going to be doing fingerprints for firearms or employment until after this is over. The visitation that we have, today's the last day that we're going to do in-house visitation. You can still do video visitation. If you want to do that, you have to go through the jailatm.com and you can follow those instructions, and that should get you through to where you can get money on the books and get to do the video visitation. They do have access to that, but as far as scheduled visitations that on Sundays and Wednesdays, those are no longer going to be until further notice. So just keep that in mind. Today will be the last day of that. Also, just a reminder that the officers have been asked to answer what phone call or what calls they have. If they can be answered by phone, to answer them by phone. But if it's burglary, something severe, they will continue to go to the houses and answer those. And they have been asked to stay off the interstate unless they get calls there to kind of prevent the contact from the people. So if y'all have any other questions on how we're doing things. And one more thing, court, if you have court, make sure you get with your attorney and make sure that you are supposed to be there, because some cases may not go, some cases may. They're kind of doing that on a case by case to see if it's a necessary case that needs to go. Then they'll take it, but if it's not, then they'll probably postpone it. So just make sure you get with your attorney. I know we got court tomorrow, so but other than that, that's pretty much all we have.
Okay. Good job. I'll say a couple more things, and then I'll let Carrie, if she wants to come up. I know she's always got something to add, so I'll let her come up and say. But Alex mentioned the city government offices being closed. We're going to maintain our offices, with our constitutional officers and our elected officials. We'll be here. I may have to let some of the employees go home, if they don't feel exactly right about it. But until we're ordered. Now we may have a direct order from the governor to close, and if that's the case, then we'll have to do that. But you'll always have someone to talk to. Not a recording. You call our number you can call my number 667-8999, area code 423. As y'all know, I answer that 7 days a week. You can call the commission office number here, 657-4625, area code 706. And even if it's on the weekend or at night, if there's no one answers there, it will go into recording to give you my number. So even if you forget my number, so you'll always have someone, a human, to talk to. And as our health department expert explained to you, there's no one trying to hide it. I've had some people tell me that, and they're in doubt that this thing even is happening. But trust me, it's serious and it's happening. And from what we're gathering right now, it's just now beginning. So that's why I stress to you, try to keep in touch with us here, on our webpage, and we'll keep you updated on, and if we have anything that happens in between today and 3 o'clock, Carrie can actually give you about an hour's notice or whatever. We'll come right back on here, if it's that important, and we're going to tell you this because this is live, it's not recorded. Carrie, you want to come up? You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, just stay right here. I did want to let you know that all the links that have been talked about today are on our website. They're also in the comment section of this Facebook post. Commissioner Rumley at the very beginning had us set up some website pages that are specific to COVID-19 and anything that goes along with that. So closures, updates, Alex mentioned court cases, or Tommy, sorry, or rather mentioned court cases. There are links and notifications to those court systems and those notices from from the courts that will tell you what you need to do and give you the numbers to call. It's sort of like a one-stop shop on those website pages. So we did get those set up under the direction of Commissioner Rumley very early on, so you do have those. So, and we will come back on live with anything important. So just make sure to practice your social distancing, wash your hands, don't do anything crazy, just sort of be normal. Enjoy the day. Like Dr. Harris said, just make it the best day that you can make it. Thank you guys for watching us, and stay tuned.